Good afternoon, everybody. Namaste. It is Laura here. So I am here to talk about what kind of energies we can expect this week with the planetary alignments and how all of that is going to play in for the Twin Flame Collective. I took some notes. I've been trying to get grounded all day. My energy has been very static, kind of like all over the place. I spent a little bit of time outside and I'm feeling like I'm able to jump on and do this. So please do bear with me. Both the girls are home and Savvy's been proving to be quite the treat. Today, pretty much her energy is all over the place. So that's why I've had a hard time kind of staying grounded. So we still have Mercury is in retrograde this week. We have Pluto and Jupiter. They're still in retrograde. We do still have Pluto and Jupiter in that very tight conjunction aspect, which is in the sign of Capricorn. And all of those, like I said, are in retrograde. We do have Mercury in retrograde until Sunday. So on Sunday, Mercury is going to go direct, which I feel will drastically shift the energies. And then on the 7th, which is tomorrow, we have the asteroid Ceres will go retrograde. So that's going to have some shifts that are going to entail the energies that we're going to be experiencing and stuff like that. So let's start off with how's everybody handling these energies? I know a lot of us were hit with towers, some smaller, some bigger. I don't think any of us really made it through the weekend unscathed without a tower of some sort. So I think all of this is just kind of push us to our evolution at this point in time. So we're closing this eclipse gateway. For me, most full moons, the energy usually lasts about 3 or 4 days afterwards. I'll still feel the shift in the energy with the full moons. Everybody's going to experience things a little bit differently. So we were in this very intense portal for about the last month. And so all of this is closing up now. It's almost like we were in this pressure cooker type energy. And I think a lot of us kind of are starting to feel a sense of relief. I know Saturday and Sunday, my energy was great. And then last night, my car broke down, which was unexpected. So that was my tower moment. I handled it quite well. Of course, it's upsetting to have your car break down, but at the same time, I knew that it was all part of the plan. And that was a clear indication from the guides that they really needed me to stay home, which explains the energy I'm in today. I don't think I should be out anywhere when my energy is so scattered. So, what all has been happening, especially this last week, we've been grounding a lot of high intensity light code activations, which is in place for us to shift into that higher consciousness. So a lot of us were feeling very under the weather, very lethargic, tired. A lot of us were experiencing nausea and discomfort in our gut area, which is clearing of the solar plexus chakra. So, a lot of us were feeling very worn out, and that we're all on a different wave. I think if the whole collective dipped really low at the same time, it just would not be good for the planet itself. So, trust the wave that you're on. We're all feeling the energies, maybe not exactly at the same time, but it is like this ripple effect happening within the Twin Flame community. So when we're under this pressure, a lot of us have felt this pressure for a while of like the urgency to do something or the urgency to know which path to take. A lot of us were in this voided energy without much clarity into the direction we were going to go forward. And I do think this full moon brought in a whole lot of brainstorming ideas. I know personally I'm collaborating with Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer. I'm so excited to work on the stuff we've talked about. So, this whole new energy kind of shifted in to change our focus. It's almost like we're saying goodbye to the old world as we know it. They keep telling me it's go time, and I've been hearing that for quite some time, and feeling that energy. And now I really do feel like it is go time, right? I'm so excited, Jennifer. My car will be fixed tomorrow too, thankfully. So I will eventually have a vehicle again. So, a lot of us, as we are going through this disillusionment or dismantlement process. It's here for us to sever everything from the past that has been holding us back from catapulting us into greatness, to releasing that fear and moving forward. And a lot of that fear stems around judgment of how people kind of perceive us. And that's a very hard illusion to break, is the illusion that everybody else's opinion of you actually matters, because it really doesn't. So, all of this breakdown and tower moments have just been put in place to push us into a higher state of consciousness in order to, face these triggers, go within, understand, hey, this is a trigger. This emotion isn't really real. I can take a step back, go within, process it, and then let it go. And then eventually you get to a point where the triggers really don't trigger you as much, except for today. My kids have been triggering me since they woke up. And that's just, once again, put in place to keep me patient. And I also feel when my children's energy is scattered like that, it's to ground me, because usually when I go up into the higher realms and the higher dimensions, when they get like that, it's to kind of bring me back down. So that was another clear sign. I'm supposed to be in third dimensional Earth right now because I have a lot of people to help. So I can't be up there channeling all day long, even though that's my favorite place to be. So right now we've got Pluto is really pushing all of us forward to deal with our true visions and what we truly want to manifest. And that's what these retrogrades do. They really make us dig really, really deep into understanding what we truly wish to manifest. And it also gives us an opportunity to brush up on our manifesting skills. I know I manifested this car last fall, not the way I wanted to manifest it. I manifested it by my car going into a pole, and then I got a new car with the insurance money. But it's like, I'm here hopefully this time around going to manifest in a more productive manner, so it's not like a huge tower moment going forward. I know, Jennifer, I tell you, the energy is just like, woo. So, a lot of us still are processing our unconscious patterns, purging those patterns, the beliefs that really aren't our beliefs, and all of this is coming up. Basically, these beliefs were taken on from our childhood. So a lot of us are dealing with childhood trauma still at that, once again, another layer, because healing is always happening in spirals. So it's bringing up, regards to, maybe feeling like you were told you were never good enough, or, it's just all of us coming to terms with the fact that we truly do own our own power. And we truly do have the power to step into our greatness, and creating the dreams that we really want to manifest really aren't out of our reach. So it's just a matter of finding the tools that we need to go forward. You have to put in action in order to manifest what you want. And I think a lot of us weren't sure where that action needed to be taken, and a lot of us have received that direction now. So a lot of us, I do think, have been having very many dreams. I know my dreams have been so vivid and so intense for the last week. I can't remember the dreams that I had the last couple nights, but I know that they have been subconsciously purging stuff from past lives that have been keeping me blocked. What else did I want to talk about? So do pay attention to your dreams. There's definitely a message coming through that needs to come through, whether it's just feeling of the energy and releasing it, or if you can actually remember your dreams. I highly suggest keeping a journal, because the messages that are coming through might not be apparent right away, but it might click in a few more days' time when something in the 3D world is going to trigger a memory or something, and then you can attach it to that feeling of that dream that you had earlier in the week. So do pay attention to that, because a lot of us do purge the really heavy stuff that's stored in our subconscious while we sleep. And all of this, once again, is for us to release those fears, release any worries about the future and going into the unknown, and to bring us kind of back to our childlike state, because we really need to remember we're here to embrace the energy of joy. And what better joy than to live in the energy of like an 8 or 9-year-old child that is happy and free and in their creative mind and stuff like that. So that's what we're trying to ground on Earth, is this youth-like, joyful energy. And in order to ground that, we really have to embrace that. I think a lot of us as kids were, we were told to be perfect and to be quiet and to be the children that society wanted us to be. And we were kind of stripped of our innocence when we were children. And this has gone on for so many generations. It's time to take that back. So all of these purgings and fears that are coming up is just to show us what really needs to be addressed at our core in order for us to stop being afraid of going after unity and what we really are here to achieve, which is that twin flame union. And first and foremost, that does have to come from within self. So a lot of truths are being exposed, I feel, this weekend, just as all of this clarity comes in. I always feel like full moons really illuminate the hidden. It's almost like every full moon cycle that I've gone through in the last 16 months, it reveals another layer, a deeper layer. I spent a lot of the weekend going through different timelines and different dimensions. Once again, for that deeper understanding. It doesn't matter how many times I've been there. It's there's always something else that can be learned when I shift into these other realms and these other dimensions. So I'm very excited for Mercury to go direct. I think that's going to clear up a lot of this static energy, a lot of the garbled miscommunication, telepathic connections. It's a clear indication to me that communication is on the way in regards to clarity. I do feel in the physical world, stuff that just needs to be finally dealt with once and for all. So a lot of us, as we are coming to these truths, and a lot of it has to do with self, what's happening is bringing up all of these emotions, a range of emotions. I like to call the twin flame journey the bipolar roller coaster, because you just never know what you're going to get from one minute to the next. You can be up on cloud 9 and then drop right down into a really heavy energy. So when all of these emotions come up, when we're feeling low energy, when we're feeling sad, when we're feeling hopeless and powerless and basically kind of like stuck in the mud, it's just like the universe's way of warning us that we need to take a step back and go within and understand where it's coming from and do our best to consciously shift our vibration. Know that it's a temporary emotion. It doesn't need to stay with you. So the more we choose to stay in the heavier energy, the more that's what we're going to keep getting, is the heavier energy. And I know sometimes we're put in that energy for a specific amount of time and we're not able to shift until divine timing allows us to shift. Yeah, I always, it's like this crazy train, Lisa. I swear to God, it's like you just never know what you're going to get on the twin flame journey. So, and the planets really are pushing us to our limits at this time so we can exceed all of our limitations. So, Mars is the ruler of Aries, and Mars is back in its home sign now. So, and this is going on till the end of the year. This, I feel, is going to bring forward action. I always think of Aries as that energy emperor, and the emperor takes action. He does what he needs to do. He is committed to his path. So I think this is huge for a lot of the masculine collective this week, and especially for the feminines, to balance their inner masculine, to not be afraid to be those great leaders, because that is what we're all here to do, to share our soul knowledge, to share everything that we've learned, because we all have a mission to guide others onto this healing journey with us. So I do feel like that Aries energy is going to really break things up further. Sorry, I'm getting really distracted, right? I love my emperor too. I just wish he'd finally take a stand at this point in time, right? So the sun this week is going to be in opposition with Saturn and Pluto. And once again, that is retrograde in Capricorn. And I always think of devil energy when I think of Capricorn. I associate it with the tarot. It's just this this really heavy energy, because all of these changes at this point in time, I feel, are like internal towers. It is like the final breakdown of our false programming. And I think that is the heaviest part of the journey, is to finally fully let go of all that we were told that we're not. And to really understand who we are can be a quite painful process, and to purge the emotions of knowing that that was kind of taken from you. But at the same time, we do need to understand the journey really could not have gone any other way. It really had to go down the way it did in order for us to learn the lessons we needed to learn to step into these amazing leadership roles that we're all about to walk into at this point in time. So whenever we start to feel resistance and, the feeling of looking back and longing, we kind of need to do our best to center ourselves into the now. I think we've done enough reminiscing in the past. The past has served its lessons. I do feel like, yes, we still need to talk about all of this. It is what we're here to do, to speak that truth, to talk about all of the trials and the tribulations that we face on this journey of awakening and this journey home to self. So, resistance is normal. We need to learn to kind of release that resistance, because then we're able to make room for the new to kind of enter. So, we need to really go within this week to be our own best friend, to know that we are never separate. Energetically, the tribe is always connected. We always know when we need to reach out to a certain member or vice versa. So know that, to be alone really is to be in your power. That is what we're here to do, is to really push us past our limitations and embrace the telepathic communication that we all share together as a tribe. So, know that everything is always going to be unpredictable on this journey. We need to understand now we've been given the tools to process it. Life is not going to stop moving. It's not to say things are just going to be easy breezy. We're always going to be faced with challenges. So we need to understand that all of these challenges are put in place in order to teach us how to heal all of our triggers. So we can then turn around and teach others how to heal their triggers. So we are here to basically anchor this healing energy of embracing this higher state of consciousness, and to show everyone it's okay to be truthful and talk about this and not be afraid of, what the unawakened are going to say, because eventually they're all going to awaken to this truth. So that's enabling us, I think, this week for us to tap into our highest vision of love and what love is and what unconditional love means to us. To really start to see things in the eyes of beauty. Even when your emotions might dip low, it is a beautiful emotion to feel that deeply, and to know that you're capable of understanding the depths of sorrow. So we really need to, like I said, do our best to raise our vibrations. Do a couple days of fasting if you need to. I've been drinking green tea like crazy. I got the patch on. I'm trying to quit smoking, which is proving also to be a challenge today. But I know in a few more days it's going to be easy breezy. So, we really need to release anything that is of that lower vibration to stay on the rise. A lot of us too have been experiencing disbelief when it comes to the connection. A lot of us have been questioning the connection and the validity of the twin flames and stuff like that, which is also creating a huge block for us to be able to achieve union. So we need to make sure we're not falling back into the trap of disbelief and questioning the journey. And I do feel a lot of us question the journey when we kind of get sucked into social media and all of the drama that is on social media. And I myself am very guilty of getting sucked in to the drama. A part of me actually enjoys the drama. That's my shadow aspect. I'm not going to lie. I'm learning how to balance that out and face issues without the drama. That's one of my life lessons too, is to not get sucked into that stuff. So I want to talk about Ceres going retrograde. So this asteroid represents creation and harvest. And that is what we're walking into. We're getting very close to Lionsgate portal, and it's harvest time. Whenever I pull a personal reading for myself lately, I always seem to get the Seven of Pentacles, which you know is indicating we planted these seeds so very long ago. We have tried to accomplish this mission many past lives together, and here we are once again as a tribe, ready to really succeed this time. So, you know, it's time for us once again. This creation is for us to go within, to ask ourselves those really deep questions at the core, like, what do you truly want to create and experience for your life? You truly do have the power to create the life that you want to live. So you need to ask yourself, what truly will bring me fulfillment, happiness, and joy long term? You know, why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? And understand what's blocking you and all of that. You know, you need to understand life is about choices. We all have choices. And with every action, there's a reaction. So it's really time to dig deep about what choices you want to make moving forward, where we're going forward, and how do we need to shift this focus and our approach that we've been taking in order to really achieve the success that we've been working towards. And then once again, we're being forced to look at our habits of emotional reactions. How is it serving us? Can we shift our perceptions and look at it from a higher perspective? Can we look at it from a higher perspective consistently and remove the triggers to the point where it's not going to fog our actual perception? You know, what truly is blocking our desires? And I personally feel it all stems down to fear of not feeling worthy. So we need to really embrace the fact that we truly are worthy of unconditional love and achieving everything that our hearts desire. So we need to remember we are infinite beings, and we are limitless beings. So all of this energy this week with Ceres, and we have Chiron and Mars and the moon are in Aries, and Chiron is going to be going retrograde. So this is huge energy, I feel, for the masculine collective and for our own inner masculine. This is a very rare cosmic event. I have been waiting for this for a very long time. Asteroid really is the ruler of healing, the ruler of Mars, which is the ruler of the masculine. And that is what we're here to do. We are here to heal the masculine collective as a whole, so we can fully embrace equality, to really call in that true high vibrational partner that will be our true equal, where there are no roles being played other than taking care of each other in equal energies. So a lot of the masculines are going to be embracing this wounded energy. I think it is going to hit the masculine collective very hard to be able to have to look at themselves that deeply in the mirror to kind of see all of this false programming. And it's almost like the masculines have been preparing for all of this for a very long time. And now it's like absolute truth time. It's time to finally shed, you know, the egoic masculine from all of our bloodlines as a whole, to finally realize that a lot of the downfalls we've experienced really have been of our own doing, our own self-deception, and starting to kind of realize the only enemy that we have in our life is ourselves, is our ego. It is our own ego that is our biggest enemy, that holds us back from truly succeeding and having the greatness that we know that we are capable of. So I do feel a lot of this is going to bring up a lot of deep-seated hidden wounds that a lot of us have been refusing to face at the core. And all of this is going to be brought forward to heal the masculine collective in order to embrace the energy of unity, in order for the Twin Flame collective to come together in union. And when I say the Twin Flame collective in union, it's not just you and your counterpart. It is all of us as a whole. We are all twin flames to each other. We are all one consciousness. So when all of this goes retrograde, all of this healing is going to go inward. So we still got a lot of deep inner work to do between now and Lionsgate. I don't think the storm is completely over, but I do feel like the heaviest of the dismantling has been achieved at this time. And now we're kind of going into processing energy. So, being on the ascension path is not easy at all. It's like you go up really high and then they tear you back down so you can level up again. It really is all about learning the lessons. A lot of us are dealing with past life karma at this time, and a lot of this past life karma does get played out with third-party energy in the physical reality because we all have had many past lives together. And this is the life where all of the karma is getting balanced. So know that what is meant for you is making its way to you. So we need to really address these ego wounds that stem from past lives. I highly suggest past life regression if you've not had it done. I think if there is any stuck energy in past lives, that a past life regression might help trigger that, to bring that to the surface, to remove those blocks once and for all. And if you're looking for past life regression, I'm going to rave on Lisa Graham in town. She has Moon over Pisces is her business. So she is amazing. There's also Sherry Williams in Ridgetown. She works out of Ridgetown, and she also does past life regression. I've had past life regression with both of those ladies, and I have no complaints. It was two absolutely different experiences, but both were able to clear a lot of blockages for me. So, and I myself am in the process of being certified for that. So hopefully soon I'll be able to offer that as a service. So, all of these past life wounds and memories are these deep-seated scars on our heart, pretty much. So when we purge this karma from past lives, it can bring up a lot of physical aggression, a lot of rage, a lot of deep-seated hurt. It's even possible for near-death experiences as this trauma kind of hits a lot of the masculine collective very heavily. A lot of masculines, when they go through their spiritual awakening, they will experience a heart attack to kind of shift them out of their stagnancy. So I'm just throwing that out there. Let's pray to God that that's not going to be the case. But there is that possibility for somebody that is that stagnant to go through a shift that intense. So right now, we really need to finally release the karma from the past. Understand when we have anger and rage, it's because we need to understand the karma within the relationship, I do feel. And this rage and this anger really does block any kind of love from reaching us. So if there is rage coming out, do get it out. Don't hurt anybody, go scream outside in the woods or do whatever you need to do to release that rage in the most healthy, safe way as possible. But it does need to come to the surface in order for us to stop blocking our hearts from fully opening is kind of the energy that I'm feeling. So I do feel like all of us are learning these heavier lessons this week, understanding truly the gift at the core of the heartbreak that we've had to kind of experience and transmute and understand, because everything that we experience on this journey truly is a gift, even if we don't see it until hindsight, right? So just be prepared for communication with other tribe members. I do feel like there's going to be a lot of ideas and brainstorming and coming together. Now we are being called, a lot of the feminines, to stand together and rise together, to interact with others. I fully intend on, it's on my list to do. I have a big list of things to do. I'm going to start a brand new Facebook group. It's going to be a private group. It's going to be tribe members. If you're my tribe, you're my tribe. And I want it to be a safe place where we can all openly talk about this journey. We all know we're on this journey. I'm not always going to be available as I start to get busier. And I've already very quickly booked several appointments this week just in the last 24 hours. And I knew that was going to happen after this shift. So You know, we're all capable of being these spiritual guides and these spiritual teachers. And I think this safe haven that I'm going to create for us inside of this group will be a place where if you want to try out your tarot skills or your oracle cards, feel free to offer people one card readings or do your own little readings on there. Post anything positive about the journey. And if you're having a bad day and you need to reach out and say, hey, like, this is what's going on, you'll be surprised at how many others will say, hey, I'm going through this same energy, but a different scenario. And I just want us all to finally start talking and coming together as a tribe. I've spent the last 16 months gathering quite a phenomenal group of souls, and it's time that we all come together as one, is kind of how I feel. So be prepared for an invite into that new Facebook group when I get to it, hopefully within the next couple days. I'm probably going to be completely depleted and drained when I get off of here because I've been digging into astrology charts all day and into the starseed origins. That's what I've been doing for the last couple days. I've got files all over the floor just to do, once again, that deeper level of understanding who we all are at the core, so I can teach all of you how to do this for yourself too. So that's the message that needed to come through today. I really don't have any energy to pull some cards, although I will confirm the masculines are still sitting in some very deceptive energy where the masks are still on. They know they're kind of in this unrequited love situation when it comes to the third party. And I just feel like the masks are getting ready to be unveiled. So yeah, I think the Facebook group is going to be a good idea because I know we all have that same energy connection between each other, and it really is time I bring you all together at this point in time. That's always been my purpose, is to gather a tribe, because we are stronger in numbers and we all have our own unique ideas that we need to bring to the table that we can add to and expand together as a tribe. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. I love you all so much. If you would like to book a personal reading, please feel free to reach out. I do have Friday is my only day open at this point in time. I have all day. I can book probably a good 3 or 4 appointments that day if need be. I'm trying not to overwhelm myself because I do still have a lot on my plate on top of the readings that I'm doing. So I love you all so much. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all next time. Namaste.